by now, most of us have seen videos of the moments leading up to the shooting death of Alex Pretti by U.S. immigration agents in Minneapolis. So footage is all over the news and on social media, and it's being analyzed frame by both experts and amateurs. Federal government officials say Pretti was killed because he posed a threat to officers, but state officials and witnesses say otherwise. So the question is the widespread dissemination and analysis of these videos helping, or is it harmful?
I mean, probably a bit of both, but I will say first off, I do think it is helpful. It's harrowing, it's upsetting, but I think this is the thing. When you have a collective en masse who are recording and then looking at this footage frame by frame, as you mentioned, you cannot deny what you're seeing. You cannot deny that this 37-year-old nurse was actually holding his cell phone, and he was within his legal rights to be carrying a weapon that was concealed at the time. And at the time when the ICE enforcement officers actually shot him, he was actually being held down. He'd just been sprayed in the face, pepper sprayed in the face.
And protecting another person.
And they had his gun. So he was of no credible threat. And you need to see all this. And that's finally moving the dial on a number of Republicans who are pressing for a deeper investigation. Finally, the NRA has joined other U.S. lobby groups calling for a full investigation. And I will say
the
all
NRA?
of that. Yes.
Yeah. They never pipe up
I know.
with stuff like
We're
this.
all waiting.
Wow.
Like, what?
What are they going to say?
What are they going to say? So I think you needed all this in order for people to question it, who normally will just accept the status quo. But the footage will only go so far.
That's true. Even someone like Joe Rogan, a lot of critics are saying a little too late, but he spoke out as well. And he holds, whether we like it or not, a lot of sway, especially with people who are not watching traditional media.
He helped Trump get elected.
I think that's why his critics are saying, well, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. No, I think this is both helpful and harmful. I think it's helpful because when the Trump administration is out of office, they're going to use this footage to arrest and prosecute the people who have been murdering innocent American citizens.
Let's hope.
You will not get away with this. But I think it's harmful as a former news anchor who had to sit down for hours and just watch footage of someone being killed. It's not good for anybody's psyche to do that. But I think it's also harmful because I think we're witnessing the erosion of the fabric of American society and the trust they have with their government and their law enforcement, or any kind of enforcement, because ICE is not law enforcement. And we're watching it in real time, and you're seeing a divide that happens even further and further. And like even historically, black and brown people have always been kind of murdered by the police, which is an uncomfortable conversation. But now we're watching innocent white women and innocent white men. So that distrust is growing even larger because it's like nobody is safe. Even with all of the video footage, the Trump administration will still stand there and be like, you did not see what you saw. So that divide is growing, and I think that can only cause more anxiety, and that anxiety breeds more, like, people are going to be a little bit more jumpy to react to things. So I think it's going to be harmful, but in the long run, it's going to be very helpful to have all of that footage.
I actually ultimately think it's going to only be helpful because I feel like, I don't know about you guys, I feel as a Canadian very helpless as I watch the horrors that keep unfolding in the United States. And we can't vote down there. There's nothing we can actually do except, buy Canadian. I mean,
and
honestly,
not visit, and not
I don't know what else we can do.
And
not travel, which is what, so we're voting. So I think this way, when I say this is actually helpful, I think these videos are serving a bigger purpose in history. Sadly, the way that all this ICE stuff is unfolding, while it feels very new to us, ask your grandparents or even your parents' generation. What we are seeing unfold in the United States is not new in the history of human civilization. You know what the difference is today? We have video of it. So when I think about the past and how video and footage has literally changed the course of history, there are many examples of it. So for example, the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War, they whipped everybody up in America to justify sending American troops to the middle of Asia. Why? Well, there was an administration that was pushing a certain narrative. It was only when the footage started to come back from the front lines in Vietnam that Americans turned and said, that's not what you told us. And they started to call that war the living room war. It was the first time footage was beaming in the atrocities of war into people's living rooms. The moving image, it may not help them there right now, I think, until Trump leaves. But the rest of the world, especially Europe, who has lived the horrors of this kind of brutality before. It's for the rest of us, exactly as Mark Carney said in Davos, the rest of us democracies get together, stick together.
Yeah.
I want to be, that's excellent. And I want to be as hopeful as you. I watched the video, the New York Times did an incredible reconstruction. They also did it with Renee Good, and you watch the reconstruction of 4 videos, and you're like, there is only one truth. That
Don't
these
tell the
people
Trump
were
administration
murdered.
that.
But that's the thing. I don't know if with videos, I'd like to be hopeful that it just, here is proof, look at the proof. But then why are still some people disagreeing? And it reminds you of other videos like the moon landing, like infamous police videos, like surveillance videos, that one person's truth can be the other person's lie. So it does make me concerned that even with video evidence.
But is it truth, or is the video showing how much brainwashing they're trying to do?
Possibly, but I
Exactly.
think if people can still deny certain things when they watch the same video and you still get people on the same sides, I wonder if it's less about settling truth and more about accelerating what we already believe. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting.
And there are a lot of
Interesting to
people
see.
who already believe, and I don't know if a video will sway them.
I'd almost like to talk to a Trump supporter who's watching these videos and get their take on it.
Yeah.
I really would. Somebody who voted, and not to have an argument, but just to be like, so
Well, you can find those videos
Yeah,
online,
you see the
yeah.
video, you hear what the administration is saying. How are you taking that in? I really would love to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. I hope we don't have to talk about another killing at the hands of ICE, but sadly, I don't know that we're not going to be there. So.